Hi, Laurie Azzarella here to talk to you about Ylang Ylang oil. I had the privilege of going to the Young Living Farm in 2013 as well as 2014. And these are the Ylang Ylang fields that you're looking at on the screen. When I was there, the plants were relatively young, I think maybe about 6 or 7 years old. And the amazing thing is when you walked through the orchard, the aroma was just so it smelled like heaven. It was just divine. So we have a large plantation there in Ecuador. It's ideal for growing these beautiful trees. And what they do, if you can see the branches, they kind of swoop down. They actually will tie the branches down because the blossoms are protected by these big leaves from the sun. They're very fragile blossoms. You can see some of them, the lady behind me on the right-hand side of the screen over there, you can kind of see them laying on top of the green branches. They're hard to see. You have to kind of look inside the tree in order to see them. They're very fragile blossoms. Their petals are very long. They curl a little bit. They're kind of go limp when you pick them, obviously. There's 5 petals to them. And you can see them there on the tree. They look like little soft, little beautiful spiders to me, or droopy lilies. There's some more on the branches. Now, the trees will grow very big. So in order to keep them manageable, and so they can harvest the flowers, they will often, as the tree grows, they will cut the tops down and they will actually tie the branches down. So instead of the branches growing up as a normal Ylang Ylang that's not being cultivated would, they tie the branches down so the branches could come down more, so you can kind of see that they are coming down rather than growing up. Now, the blossoms are picked. Actually, people, the workers go out almost every day during the season to examine each blossom. So it's not just easy to look at the blossom and find the yellow petals. You have to open up the pistil and the stamen inside to see if the stamen have gone yellow. This plant here is immature and it should not be picked. However, this plant, you can see the difference in the center. This one's yellow, where this one's green. The center needs to be yellow for it to have the fullest potential with the best properties and the most aroma. And our founder, Gary Young, of course, had the nose of all beings, I think, on the planet, and he could tell the characteristics of an oil just by smelling it. So our Ylang Ylang is therapeutic grade, so it's very carefully chosen. The blossoms are very carefully chosen for its time to be distilled. Now, we don't, because they're so fragile, the distillation chambers, excuse me, are much smaller, and stainless steel, of course, but they're much smaller, so they take a lot more time to distill. These were small. They probably came up to my shoulder, the bigger one, and the other one to my waist, rather than the large containers that we're used to when we distill the bigger plants, you know, the 8-foot by 10-foot huge circumference of the distillation buckets. So all that being said, that gives us this beautiful Ylang Ylang oil. Now, I have a confession for you, because this Ylang Ylang, when I first smelled Ylang Ylang, it was extremely overpowering for me. It was extremely super sweet, and I did not like this oil, I will tell you. I know some of you are like, what? But it was just so, I didn't like it. What can I tell you? I just didn't like it. And what do they say about an oil that you don't like? It's often the oil that you need. So let me tell you my little Ylang Ylang story. I was in very bad pain with something that was going on in my neck, and I don't handle pain extremely well. So I was using all sorts of different oils. Nothing was helping, and I had to teach an oil class that night. And I said, God, how am I going to teach this class? I don't know what to do with these people because I'm in such pain. And so he said, just take your oils that you have and put your hand over them. Just like just kind of feel and let the spirit pick the essential oil that it wants. And guess what I pick? My favorite, Matt, Ylang Ylang. So Gary had taught us about breathing in the essential oils therapeutically. And you would close a nostril, breathe it in, completely exhale. Do the other side, breathe it in, completely exhale, and then breathe in both. So it's 3 deep breaths, Trinity, always 3. So how he explained this was that, our left brain is very logical. So when you breathe the oil into your right brain first, the right hemisphere of your brain, it will activate that right hemisphere, which is more of your creative side, your more playful side. Rather than breathing it into the left side, if you're dominantly mental or analyzing and logical about things. So it kind of gives the oil a way to come into your body that will freeze you a little bit so that the oil can work without your brain going, I don't like this, it's too strong, this, smells like a bad bottle of cologne or blah, 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 whatever we tend to do with our left brain. Let me tell you something. I don't take naps. I have a lot of energy that sustains me throughout the day. However, after breathing those 3 deep breaths, it knocked me on my keister. Literally, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to take a nap. I laid down on the couch for about 15 minutes. When I woke from that, I was relatively pain-free. And then, of course, my left brain came in, and I go, well, why did that happen? Basically, Ylang Ylang, they often call this oil an aphrodisiac oil, and many people use it in the bedroom. But what it is, it's a male-female energy balancer. So we all have male-female energy in us, the yin and the yang. The male energy is the energy in us that puts us into motion. It's the assertive energy. It's what moves us to get things accomplished. It's the one that does things, okay? Our female energy is the one that kind of sits back, meditates, it prays, it creates, and it works within. So if you are a type of person that is extremely one way or the other, Ylang Ylang helps to balance those emotions. And those energies, rather. So what was going on with me, I was doing, even though I should have been resting. So the smell of Ylang Ylang helped to balance my body and make those 2 energies go together extremely well. So I hope you enjoy your Ylang Ylang oil. You don't need a lot of this oil. It's very, very strong aroma, very delightful, sweet. It's great in a diffuser. It's great in the bedroom. It is great for your skin. I like to often use it over my chest, over my heart area to balance that energy out extremely well. And often I will use it if I'm a little too aflutter. It will calm me down. So it's a great oil to have on hand as well. And it makes you just smell wonderful. So enjoy your Ylang Ylang.